Hey there, Internet. Welcome to the Hard On Gear channel, where I discuss and review my used and abused knives and gear. Viewers of the Hog channel, today is the day I am off to basic training, literally after I pack these knives up once I finish this video. Everything is packed and will soon be loaded into the car, and I will be off to start my new life and new career and new everything, because the military is going to be a big shakeup, but I've been preparing pretty hard the last couple years, so I'd say I'm about as ready as I'm going to be until I go and experience it. So there's a million things I could talk about. This is maybe a brief channel update, but you can check out a more thorough one back a few months ago. But for now, I'll just say I appreciate all the support, all the encouragement, all the positive vibes coming from the Hog channel comment section and from the Instagram and all that stuff. So big shout out to everyone who's been sticking around from the beginning or even recently and enjoying the content. Really appreciate it. There's the Hard On Gear stickers. If you want to get any of these, let me know. I've got them with me. I don't know if I'll be able to do any mailing like that during basic, as far as like getting stuff sent to the States and all that. But let me know if you want any of this stuff, or if you want to make contact. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Same thing as the Instagram and the comments. That might be a little bit slow, especially the first couple weeks, because I know we'll be fairly locked down. But once I get a little bit of freedoms after the first couple weeks and the weekends become more of a free time, I'm sure I'll be busy doing other stuff, but when I get a moment, I'll try and check the comments, do all that stuff. Videos are front loaded till late February, and I'm going to try and get the last couple edited and post work done during my weekends, a little bit of time off. Hopefully I'll have my laptop and that with me. Other than that, I'd say really the crappy thing is you're not allowed bringing knives to basic, which I wasn't sure if you were at first, but I figured maybe like a Swiss Army knife or something. But I do know there's the Gerber multi-tool that the Canadian Army has for standard issue. That's something I will get very familiar with, I'm sure, and be able to give you a nice good review on. But for actual fixed blades and pocket knives, not so much. So going to definitely miss a lot of these things. I've been playing around so much just this last year, especially more so than ever with a lot of these knives. And definitely gonna feel weird not having like one or two or three on me. I've thought about maybe smuggling one in, or like not smuggling it in, but you know, bringing one along and hoping maybe I could carry it on the weekends if I went out or something, maybe stick it in a lockbox. But I don't really want to push those boundaries, and it says pretty clearly in there. I think it's more talking about when I get to the basic training. But even so, that's one of those areas where, you know what, if it says something in a clear direction from the military, just follow it for the most part, unless it's obviously egregious or immoral or something. But something like that, I don't want to start out my career totally insubordinate. So all this stuff's getting packed up. I'm gonna miss these so much. The Super Freak's fairly new. The novelty still hasn't wore off yet. I've had this in my pocket for most of the last 4 or 5 weeks. Today, by the way, is January 11th, in case anyone's wondering. Yeah, very, very nice Benchmade. The Recon 1 hasn't got a lot of pocket time, but it's still always a classic in my heart. The 8015's been a new love, big time. I'll mention the Osborne, since it looks like I'm going to go through them all right here. But the 940 has been with me more than almost any knife, but the Super Freak is making it seem less functional and awesome, although still very cool knife, just different compared to a lot of the knives I like to carry. Very small, but very impressive nonetheless. Mannix 2, of course, still pretty much being the favorite folder, although still a little bit small, but I've gotten used to it very much over the last year, and it's become a big time, probably still my favorite EDC folding knife. The Pacific Salt 2 has climbed pretty high on the list, and I freaking love this knife, and I plan on carrying this a lot. And as soon as the 13 weeks 13 knife challenge was over, I was pretty much carrying this nonstop for about 2 weeks. Paramilitary 2, awesome, a little bit thin and fragile for my likings, but still very nice. I'm going to miss this thing almost more than anything. I have been carrying this thing every single day since I've owned it. The last 3-4 months. The Tor Anaconda is a beautiful knife, and this is not going to be my last Tor. And this is the knife that I hope I will be carrying on my kit and on my person when I'm in the infantry and posted and able to get certain things approved and all that. So we'll see. The Garberg's also a good possibility, though, because if you had to have one knife on you, this is a pretty damn good one. And to have something this bush capable, but not the best combat knife, but you could still do a lot of very good field work with this, more than most of these knives. This would be a great knife to have on a person, especially because they've got the Molly adaptable kits and all that for the sheath system. Topsmill Spy Elite, I've definitely fallen in love with this one. I carry it a lot. It's different than the SC Azul in a lot of ways. They both have their own purposes, but these are 2 of my absolute favorite fixed blades and my 2 favorite EDC fixed blades, if you're counting this as maybe an EDC plus. The Bradford Guardian 3, a little disappointed, but the 3.5 will be a big win for me, I'm sure. And the Ghost Strike from Gerber, which I've still forgot to do an unboxing or introduction video on, but I will get a full review of this thing, or at least some kind of video up some point after I get done basic. Yeah, April, I'll have a little bit of time maybe to film. If I get to come home, I'll have my knives and I'll be able to do a bunch of stuff. If not, I've got a bunch of content recorded, and I'll try and get creative and I'll try and fill the gaps. But if there's any issues or any technical issues or any gaps in the content or anything like that, I do apologize. I've done my best to try and get ahead of this and to try and get prepared. But like I said, if there's any issues, I do apologize. Entirely my fault. And hopefully when I get to come back to full production filming and all that, I will be only getting better content out and be able to keep things up the way that I started them this first year of through 2021, I guess. So I could go on about my military transition, and maybe I'll do a video at some point talking about why I decided to join the Canadian Armed Forces and the infantry. At this point in time, I will just say that I'm very well certain of my decision, and I'm very, very looking forward to jumping in the vehicle, getting up to the recruitment center, and then getting my butt to basic training, which is going to start next Monday, but we got a few days of isolation because of COVID. Anyways, no knives in the pocket for the next 10 weeks, which is brr. So these are all getting packed away, and then I'm jumping in a car and off to the races. So that is it for this one for now. There's still going to be the regular hog content coming out on Mondays. Don't you worry about that, as well as the hog polls on Tuesday if you're interested in giving your opinion on those. So again, thank you once again to everyone who supported the channel this far. Looking forward to what 2022 has to bring. I guess this is the Hard on Gear channel signing off.